All right, here we go again. Talking about the Nintendo Switch and what's going down for this year, the outlook for 2022, plus could we have one big surprise? Well, I'm going to break down what that could be, the dates of the announced games that just have release years, which would be 2022, but no actual dates. We're going to go ahead and predict those and also go over the rest of the lineup. So I think that this year, 2022, even with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 or sequel being delayed, is still going to be a jam-packed year, and I'm super excited to talk about it. But before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell to get my videos first. Now let's go ahead and jump right into it. We all know Nintendo Switch Sports, as of the time that I'm recording this video, it is April. Nintendo Switch Sports comes out at the end of this month. It's looking clean. It's got the super resolution. It's got the online play. It's got the new courses being added in, golf. It's got a really cool motion controller stuff going on. It looks like it's a lot of fun. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Looks like it's a nice, good spiritual successor or actual successor to the Nintendo Sports, or more like the Wii Sports line of games. And this is what I like. When Nintendo does casual stuff, do it like this, because this looks like it has a lot of effort into it. Don't do like Wii U Game Party or Game Party U or Game and Wario U and stuff like that. Put effort into your more casual end games, like the new WarioWare game, the Get It Together that came out. Put more effort into it. I like what I'm seeing from Nintendo Switch Sports. Everything from the play test that they had, even though we couldn't talk about it, couldn't show it too much, but everything that's been out there, it looks really good. And the trailers look good. The overview trailer looks fantastic. So I'm excited for this one. April 29th. Let's get it. I've been playing the Nintendo Switch Sports games, Wii Sports Resort, all that stuff, Wii Fit. I've been playing all those games since the beginning, and I'm happy to see this one's coming too. So awesome stuff there. Next up, Mario Strikers Battle League, June 10th, confirmed. What more is there to say? Mario Strikers is back after more than a decade. The last entry was on the Wii, and the last real entry was on the GameCube. So it's been a long time since we've been able to lace up the soccer cleats with Mario and friends, and this one looks like it's going to be the biggest and baddest one yet. It's gotten all new modes and also HD graphics for the first time for this sub-series of the Mario Sports brand. So I'm excited. And the best feature is the battle leagues, the online battle leagues, where you can create your own clubs, add people in, and go head to head with other clubs around the world for rankings. Yes, sign me up. Let's do this. So June 10th, excited for that. Now, this is where things get interesting, because Nintendo is McPacking here, and they ain't part of McDonald's, what I'm saying here. They're McPacking because in the same month, June 24th, beginning and end, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes launches. So why are they McPacking? Why are they putting two of these games back to back? Well, they could be making some room for something else. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, June 24th. Looking forward to this one. I know Warriors games aren't everyone's cup of tea, but this one seems to me like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's got an original story. I think that they're going to improve upon the engine that was already in Fire Emblem Warriors, the first game, which did have a 60 frames per second option mode, which should alleviate some of the issues that people did have with Age of Calamity on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm looking forward to playing this themed Warriors game, and it's going to be more focused because they're only doing Fire Emblem 3 houses and those characters. Maybe there might be a guest character here or there, but they're focusing on the story and they're focusing on that era. So the story and everything won't just be a mismatch of some type of weird dimension or something like that, how these characters got into there. It's going to actually be a cool and original story with different types of enemies to fight, different types of villains and everything. So I'm looking forward to this one as a nice little, side diversion to the next big Fire Emblem game after Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Now, next up, I do want to briefly talk about Advance Wars 1+2, the reboot camp game. Obviously, it was supposed to come out recently, but it got delayed because of world events, the war that's going on in Ukraine. So it's got delayed. So here's what I think, or here's more like when I think that these games could be dropping on Nintendo Switch near you. So July 8th is a date. it's, you know, a couple of months afterwards, right? We do have some time in between. We're in April right now, and then you also have, you know, May, and then June and July. So 3-month delay. Hopefully things will be resolved by then, because I hate to see, I'm looking at horrible things that are happening, and this type of game can launch without too much backlash and everything. So July 8th, and if it doesn't drop in July, then it might be much later, like much later, maybe December or something like that. So hopefully it's in July. Hopefully things kind of calm down. Hopefully cooler heads can prevail at some point, because there's so much senselessness when it comes to what's going on right now. So hopefully that can happen, and then this game will drop and people can be happy with that. I'm going to get to some more speculation here. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. There's a lot of conversation around this game and what is going to happen. Now, here's the dates that I think, and this is based off of information that's been out there with the previous game and the release date. So this game still has a 2022 release date. Some people have stated that maybe this game could be delayed, which it still could be. You never know at the end of the day till we actually get a date and it's out. Heck, even when we get a date, sometimes you still don't know. You have to wait till it's actually out, or it's locked in and those pre-orders can come in, or whatever the case is, right? So August 30th is a day that I think it can happen. Now, one thing with Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, guys, this is a Ubisoft game, not a Nintendo game. If you've noticed so far, I've been picking Friday release dates because Nintendo always releases their Switch games on Friday. However, August 30th, that is a Tuesday. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle released on August 29th, which was a Tuesday, as a Ubisoft published, developed game using the Mario license. So I think that it's going to follow in that tradition. August is a good spot for it, because I think that some of these other games that we're going to talk about, obviously Pokemon, Bayonetta, Xenoblade, all of that, those are coming later, second half. So I think that August would be pretty good. Call back to the original. And also it's a good spot for it right there towards the end of summer, going into the fall, the third quarter. I think it's a good spot for it. Now, if it doesn't hit at that point, I mean, we'll see. Maybe it's going to be a December game. Maybe it gets delayed further. But we do have Nintendo's June Direct that they usually do around the E3 time. Obviously, E3's canceled, but they'll still have their Nintendo Direct. So maybe we find out more information there, because Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope looks absolutely incredible. So we'll see what happens there. Now, next up, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I've been giving dates, September 2022. We know that it's coming at that point. I'm taking a quick look at my calendar for September of 2022, and I think that it's probably going to be a mid-release. So maybe like a September 16th, or maybe like a September 23rd. Those are the dates that you can pick. You can pick pretty much any one of them in September, probably without not like the first one, because that's going to be like the second, like the first week. So I'd probably say like anywhere between the 9th through the 23rd you can pick. Maybe they go all the way to the 30th, but I think it'll be one of those 3 dates. So we know it's coming September. Obviously, Monosoft has been working on this for a long time. This is going to be a very exciting game. I'm extremely excited for this game. It's probably my most anticipated title now that Breath of the Wild 2 has been moved to 2023, spring 2023. So I'm still extremely excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I think that this is going to be a fantastic game. It's going to be the best-selling Xenoblade game of all time when it's all said and done. And I think that it's going to be higher reviewed than every Xenoblade game but the original Xenoblade. Unless this one knocks the reviewer's socks off, which I don't think it will. I think that it's going to be really good and better than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's going to get better scores than X. It's going to get better scores than Torna. It's going to be tough to get a better score than the original, because that has like a 90 on like Wii or whatever, and has like a high 80s on the Nintendo Switch. People really love Shulk and that crew. It's going to be tough to beat that out, but I do think that it can be right up there. Maybe a mid to high 80s, and that is going to spark new interest in Xenoblade, especially post Pyra and Mithra in Super Smash Bros. And people rushing out to go buy the rest of the physical copies of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and of course going out there buying Definitive Edition Torna, whatever they can get their hands on. Now, next up, we have another game that some people are maybe even thinking that could be delayed as well. Heck, everything being delayed. Let's just wait till 2023, guys. But no, Bayonetta 3. When is this game coming? I think that this game's still on track for 2022, and I think that in October, that's when we're going to get it. I think this is going to be an October release, right before Halloween. So you have Bayonetta, which is a darker themed game, and you compare that pretty nicely with the Halloween theme, like they did with Luigi's Mansion a number of years ago. Right before Halloween, bam, drop that spooky type of game. Bayonetta is definitely that, although you kick a lot of butt in that game. I mean, she's not really scared of anything, but you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to the themes of it and everything. So Bayonetta 3, October 28th would be a good release date for it, and I think that it's coming out. But of course, once again, we have to wait and see. But I think that it's going to be a really good game. I mean, if they need more time, then cool, get it done, take the time. But I think it'll be ready in October. But once again, you never know. But Bayonetta 3 is one of those games that, like, I've never played a bad Bayonetta game. There's been two, and they're both absolutely incredible. They both have extremely good ratings. They're very fun to play, very smooth in controls. I mean, that is peak Platinum games. I know they don't have the best stuff all the time. We have some duds here and there, like the Babylon's Fall game. But when Platinum Games is on one, they are on one. They know what they're doing when it comes to Bayonetta or Nier, Astral Chain. These certain specialized games made with a high quality budget and their best developers on board, it always gets done when it comes to the quality of the game. So I'm not worried about Bayonetta 3 at all. Now, next up, let's talk about the last things that we go over before we get into the surprises, okay, or the big surprise. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. I think November 11th, I think that's a no-brainer. A little bit before Black Friday, gives the parents time to go get the game. I think that Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet is a shoo-in for that. Maybe they do it a little bit later. Maybe they do it like the 18th or something like that. But I definitely think it's going to be November 11th. November 11th, not too early, not too late, before Black Friday shopping. Bam, get it done. You know, all of us can go out there and buy it, talk about how much we hate it, and then go out there and buy it, like all the other Pokemon games, or at least the recent ones. So yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, November 11th. But I think that this game's going to be good, man. I think that they're going to fix quite a number of things. Obviously, you have a real open world this time around, that people are actually moving around and it like lives and breathes open world. We still have to wait and see for the combat. It looks like it's going to be traditional based off of what they said. It looks like they're not going to be taking all the different updates that they added to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. So we'll see what they actually do to mix things up here, because they were very intentional in not actually talking about or showing what the full battle system will be in this one. So I'm guessing they have some tricks up their sleeves, so we'll see about that. Now, obviously, all of these games are already announced, so we know about them. So we're just waiting to see when they get slotted in. Metroid Prime 4. It's not going to be this year, but I do think that maybe we get the remaster. If Metroid Prime 4 is coming out next year, I think it's potential that we get a remaster this year. They announced that at E3 or another Nintendo Direct or whatever the case is. Or Legend of Zelda remasters. We could get Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD on the Nintendo Switch, the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD on the Nintendo Switch. And these can come pretty much at any point, because I think that these two games might already be done and they're just waiting to slot them in, announce them, whatever the case is. August, September, October, you can kind of stack it up with another game because it is a remaster, or it can just be like released at some point. So any one of those could be a time. If there's no Mario plus Rabbids in August, I mean, you can put it in right there. Heck, you might even put both of them in there at the beginning and at the end. You never know, right? Nintendo can be unpredictable at times, but that's the big surprise that I think could happen. And obviously people are anticipating or maybe hoping for those, but it'd be a surprise to a lot of people out there. Even though it's been rumored and been talked about, I think a lot of people would be surprised if it actually did happen with one of these two, or should I say three more like it, if you count both of those with Twilight Princess and also Wind Waker. But it's going to be interesting to see how those are dealt with. Are they individual $60 releases? I mean, I don't know. Or are they a double pack? Some people think that it's going to be a double pack. Some people think they're going to be individual releases. We'll see how Nintendo handles it, because Skyward Sword was full price, 60. Well, for the most part, it was 50. You can get it pretty much anywhere for 50. But yeah, it was MSRP 60. So we'll see what happens there. Metroid Prime is more of the offshoot for me. I'm not so sure about that one as much. I'm more thinking Zelda remasters with these older games, but we'll have to wait and see. But what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes to all the different games and the outlook for 2022, the rest of the year? I think it's looking pretty good, even without Zelda coming out this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.